Late.
A wizard is never late.
Well, he's not a wizard, so.
Yeah, I guess.
A barbarian is always late, nor is he sleeping.
He was sleeping at Vinny's wedding. Yeah, we talked about that.
Sleep mode.
You son of a whore.
Whore son.
Got him.
Well,
You guys
I
can
drive
keep,
25 minutes to get you.
you guys
Knock
keep
on your
chatting.
parents' door and talk to your mom who I've never met in your life before.
I gotta fix all these
Oh,
cameras.
I fucking know that. I will never forget that moment. That
Good
is
times.
ingrained in my head forever. You never have to remind me. It lives there. It takes up
Rent-free.
at least a quarter of my brain.
I feel like he doesn't remember.
You don't think I fucking... I remember it took me all of like 7 minutes to fucking get ready, cause
That part.
You could have guessed that I bumped like a fucking mountain of coke.
I thought you
there.
did.
I was moving so goddamn fast, and I was losing my goddamn shit.
Honestly, the
Cocaine is
thought,
illegal.
the thought crossed my mind that you Tindered another high school girl.
Oh,
Ooh.
Are the cameras rolling?
She
Yeah,
wasn't in
yeah,
high
they
school,
are.
Her friend was.
I'm kidding. I won't ever. That was just an awkward moment where I was walking out to class and sitting in my living room. I was like, what are you doing in my house? And he's like, oh, my friend's upstairs with John. And I was like, really?
so anyway, we're live.
Hey, man. I'm not even gonna say anything.
I was gonna say, do you want to help dig this hole that I'm getting fucking shut
No, when you're 19 and you date an 18-year-old, that's not
fine.
weird.
It's fine.
That's friggin' normal.
So anyway, what did you guys think of the last D&D episode? Before
God, it was
before I
sick.
get fucking banned.
Fuck!
We were live.
Yeah.
Great.
I already asked that, and he said yes.
Fuck.
Hear it.
I don't know, Kriv, you tell me.
Okay. Everything's fucked up. Hold on. I have to find...
Why are we whispering? Is it mind freak?
Are you ready? I like to whisper too.
My coffee cup says coffee makes me poop.
You can clearly tell there was only one girl in the Discord.
I hope my neighbor hears that.
I didn't even laugh either.
Banky says it's not Friday. Well, Banky, guess what? Deal with it.
Fucking close enough.
It's Thirsty Thursday. What?
I don't want to know.
That's the noise
My
a
face
cow
is red
makes
from
when it's in heat.
Papa Black.
If you know that, I'm concerned. But I feel like you're lying.
You ever seen the
Oh, fixing stream while we are live. I am professional gamer. Bang.
Gamer.
Ooh.
We have...
better.
Banky, we have opted for no clam downs this time because of school.
I'm going sober.
And Christian's just lying to the entire
I
world
brought,
right now.
expecting to.
I'm not lying.
Yeah, I brought a
Okay.
drink as well.
You turn it on. I'll slug some water. I got this that looks like alcohol.
This is tea.
I'm
There's
right there
2
with
bags.
you, Joe.
Smart water.
Yeah.
I straight up thought that was vodka.
Yes, smart water.
Oh,
It
it
is
is vodka. Everything
Yeah.
was blurred except the word vodka, and I was like, thank God.
Vodka water bottle, the only kind.
Lord.
Okay. We're good to go.
Tea's hot as fuck.
Last session. The Brotherhood had just come off a large battle scene where they had seen the Calloused in need of immediate help and wasted no time jumping into the fray. During the aftermath, they had found themselves in a stare-down with 2 people they had met during the chaos, a blue-skinned and shimmering hair water genasi named Safflower, and her very strange companion Crayola. With the help of Char attempting to be extra cute in her hyena form, and with the help of Felix, the team convinced their soon-to-be friends of their kindness. On their way back to Cardi, Arkul tried yet another new power of his and called upon his gift to heal an injured goblin. During their night's stay, Rigurd stayed up with Safflower to tell her a bit about his family that he left behind, while Felix spent time with one of the calloused, encouraging him and telling him to do what matters, a gesture of kindness that the young creature seemed to appreciate on a deeper level. Once in town, the team had seen Safflower in a very agitated state after an elderly man was insulting Rigurd, a state that Crayola knew how to handle, as he suggested they all take a few drinks at the local tavern. From here, they had seen a rally beginning to grow, and as the team split apart to both stay with Safflower and attend this event. Those who attended had heard an announcement from a speaker who first spoke of their upcoming departure into taming new lands before introducing their 3 captains: Captain Wasserstrom of their Sea Division, Captain Kokorko of their Air Division, and Captain Jinho McMarcus of their Land Division. With little time to spare before the troops were prepared to depart in 2 days, which will be the 25th in game time, Arkul, Char, and Felix invited Ginny to a meeting later in the day to discuss terribly important matters. Once the team relayed this information to Safflower, she suggested that they may be able to strike a decisive blow regarding the treatment of the Polulit, which was her name for the calloused. After this intense plan, one of Felix's worst fears had truly come to life. An idea of his own creation was stolen and was being sold without recognition. Perhaps the angriest Felix has ever been was over Felix's kushi, a corn and rice sushi mix. After that, we begin this session midday back at the Blue Neck Tavern, and in-game time is June 23rd. So, Felix, Char, and Arkul have just returned in unison from the event they had seen by the coastline of Cardi, while the remainder of the team in Crayola and Safflower are at the Blue Neck Tavern, sort of planning their next move and enjoying a light snack with a few drinks. So Crayola, Hadrian, Rigurd, you guys are at the Blue Neck Tavern when you see Arkul, Char, and a little steamed Felix roll up. Most people are either at or observing the event going on near the coast, so the Blue Neck Tavern is pretty much empty. There's a couple people who are kind of running in, grabbing drinks real quick, and then running back out, but you guys mostly have the floor to yourselves.
I can't believe he stole my idea.
What's wrong, mate?
You remember the corn guy?
Of course I remember the corn guy. His shit was fresh.
He stole my sushi idea, the corn sushi.
Fuck.
I can't believe it.
He even gave it a name.
What did you do about it?
He's gonna brand it with my face. Everyone's gonna know I invented it.
Your face?
Yeah.
Alright. That's a choice, I guess.
Everyone will know that is your kushi. That is fantastic. Your kushi's everywhere. Everyone will know your kushi with your face.
Is anyone in the bar eating it?
No, most of the people Felix had seen were... I mean, some people were trying it. It didn't seem to be taking off terribly well. Hard to know if it was the mixture, hard to know if it was the name, hard to know if it was the guy selling it. Could have been a combination of all
sold
three.
Out. There wasn't enough left.
Something like
it wasn't
that.
the guy selling it. He's fantastic. What do you mean?
Yeah, the best corn salesman ever.
You remember his name?
Cornelius. I honestly didn't even remember that. I just thought of the first name that came to mind with corn as the beginning.
Do you remember what his father did for a living?
He was a cobbler, bro.
What do you know?
I know my lore! Corn lore.
Anyway, what were you guys doing in here?
And Safflower is incredibly confused. Who? What? She looks
Long
at
story,
Crayola.
but I had a really good idea, and this guy named Cornelius stole it.
Does it have anything to do with what we're dealing with?
Well, that's why I asked, what are you guys doing in here? What happened?
Okay, what happened at the event? What did you see?
Arkul, could you fill us in?
Well, we were successful and able. We ended up talking. We found Ginny. We also were able to talk to Captains Cole, and his name's seriously Helmut. Did I really write that down right?
Yes.
Shit.
Helmut. It's a strong German name.
We talked to Captains Cole and Helmut along with Ginny, and
They also seem to be stirring up some sort of war effort to take Alanda Vale, not prisoner, but it seems a little bit more than just a peaceful...
they told us it's purely diplomatic, but there's no way it is. We managed to get Ginny to come meet us here. Unfortunately, don't know exactly how long when, but the Cardi army is
Here?
moving out in 2 days' time.
That warmonger is going to be here?
We didn't know where else to bring him in order to talk to him.
Also, they unveiled some sort of new weaponry and armor sets for the army.
What do they do?
If I recall correctly, out of character, I believe one of them was like a flying suit. Or no, one of them flew.
No,
Well,
you,
No, the general flew.
you're thinking of Captain Coquarco, yeah.
Okay.
He flew in.
Can you spell that for me? Because I
Yeah.
just have as my notes just Captain of Air Division. I did not actually get his name. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't know how the fuck to spell that.
KOH. Didn't actually. I think I put it in the text chat.
Koquarko. KOHQUARRKO.
What kind of asinine fucking name is that?
Wow,
It's
racist.
not asinine. It's bird nine.
Oh yeah, Land Division, Captain Jin Ho. Yeah, Air Division. Sea
Coquarco.
Division.
You gotta roll your R's when you say it.
Koquarko.
What?
I can't do that with my Chrisley voice. Koquarko. Yeah. Anyway.
It's a very hard phonetic for Dragonborn to hit. Their natural language is is not complementary to whatever the Aarakocrans
more
speak.
Snake-like.
Snake.
I think Aarakocrans I think they have their own language actually.
Mickey Snake.
I'm
Anyway.
pretty sure they do. Anyway,
Enough on the
They were showing off their new lightweight armor that they were planning on wearing for their march down to Ilanda Vale. North.
were there a lot of them?
What?
How
Why
many?
are they bringing an army?
Happens to be, it looked like an entire army of them. If not the entire army of Cardi.
I feel like Ginny will be able to hopefully honestly answer these questions when he comes by.
I don't think he will.
We'll have to shake him down. Maybe. I don't know. I'm still just mad about my sushi idea.
We're obviously aligned on our feelings towards Cardi. We have different goals externally, clearly.
I don't
But-
like it here.
Yes. No, I don't.
Thieves and liars. Thieves and liars, all of them.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, is there any way we could tactically address both of our objectives together?
I think first, is there any way we can contact Briar before they head out?
Well,
At least if we don't make it in time, we can give them 2 days plus a week of travel.
the problem is Ginny knows we're here. And they, at least it sounds like some of them can move faster than we can. But I think regardless of getting home, we have to figure out how are we going to destabilize the city.
Destabilize. We don't want to destabilize the city. The Polylit live here. This is the only thing they have.
Well,
we don't want to make it worse. We want to make it better.
How are you planning on making it better? There's clearly a power imbalance. The only way...
Well, as there tends
And you have a window of opportunity where the brunt force of the military is going to be gone.
Well, how important is this, Briar?
Alonda, yeah, very important. I mean,
it is the reason we're here.
Yeah, they're the reason we're here. They're the reason. I mean, frankly, they're the reason you're here. We would not have been. Yes, we would not have been there in the fight and to help. We would not have been there to help in that fight had it not been for Alonda Briar.
We would have had a plan. We would have made it.
Insight check.
Sure.
Even with our help, you still lost people.
8.
Whatever you were checking, it did not check.
Even with our help, you still lost people. I don't know how well you would have done without us.
I didn't say I would have done well, but we would have made it. And I'm not...
Fair.
I don't want to seem like I don't appreciate what you did for me, and she gestures to Crayola. For me and Yola. I'm just trying to save what we can. If Alonda Vale is... Are they advanced in any way?
It's a small town that just wants to be left alone.
But they also have some sort of mineral. I think Hadrian still has a piece of it.
Resources that Cardi clearly wants.
It's the I can't remember it. It's the weird rock.
Yeah, the Arachnarok.
Oh,
God, it's such a cool name. I was gonna say Arachnarite.
Oh, that's even cooler.
You can change it if you want in lore.
You fucked
Let my
up.
character live.
No, it's fine. Maybe there's a different material out there called Arachnarite. Maybe it's refined Arachnarite.
It's like the refined, yeah.
I'm kind of sidebarring here. I mean to say, regardless of how you want to accomplish your goals, we're clearly aligned in our disdain for the current way the city operates, right? Like, can we start there on common ground?
Yes.
We have a window of opportunity where the vast majority of the power of the city is going to be gone.
That's what I was going to say. Yes.
So we need to have a group here, and we need to send a group to warn Alonda Vale of what's happening.
You want to split this group? The 6 of us? 7.
There's only that. There's no way we could split and make it there in time and back.
I have an idea. What if you send a different group of... I don't know what to call them now because I don't want to use the mean name for them. But,
The Polylit.
Rigurd's people that are here, send a group of them out of danger, send them to Alonda Vale for a message, because people don't look down on Rigurd there, and we can stay here and fight.
There's nothing to fight here.
Well, we fortify the city for when they come back.
We could stall their army as best we could. We could
The Polylit.
try guerrilla tactics if we have to. We could delay their army from mobilizing. We can destroy their weapons. We could. There's many ways to disrupt an army.
Might I remind you that they are also in possession of a dragon, something I'd rather not be on the other side of.
Sure, and
Well, don't we have a dragon? Looking at her cool.
I'm fucking just arm up, ready, waiting for that fucking high five because I was about to say the same goddamn thing.
From Safflower?
I'm only a fraction of what a dragon can do.
She high fives the fuck out of you, Rigurd. Like, yeah.
at minimum,
sparks fly.
We know the dynamics of Alonda Vale. At minimum, one of us has to go.
I think it might be best to hear out Ginny first, and then we should get a plan together.
Ginny's already committed his forces. He's not going to change his mind because we're here. Unless we hand him the city on a silver platter. That's the only way.
When we talked to him, it seemed like he was putting on airs in front of the crowd. I believe he'll be a little bit more candid when he's here.
And I still have the scroll that we need to show him.
Yeah, we haven't even given him our request yet. He's the highest up that we've talked to since we've been in the city, so we might as well hear him out before we make a plan.
I think you have to have a contingency to that, because we won't be able to act quickly enough.
You're very fortunate. You're very fortunate to already know one of the captains. They serve the perennial directly. So anything that they pass up to him is the best chance that we have. I'm still somewhat confused about the dynamics of everything going on. Crayola, are you following this?
I just am turning around, just like totally. But my favorite thing to do when talking politics, and I just turn around with like a bunch of drinks in my arm, and just go, drink. They say drinking's a flow of consciousness and helps you, let's say, speak better. And so I just sort of like, and now just sort of like plop it on the table and just.
Yeah, Safflower takes one.
Well, thank you.
I can summarize if it makes it easier. We all journeyed to this city along the Vale together. We found ourselves in the city together. And one of our days there, we saw a machine with what we didn't know then, but we know now is to be the crest of Cardi on it. We destroyed the machine, which is what led Ginny to make his way up to Cardi to do reconnaissance. We met Ginny there, and at the time he didn't make it seem like anything was amiss, or they were planning this.
A machine?
Yeah. It attacked us.
A small mechanical flying machine. Apparently it was scouting for them.
It had, how should I say it? It had tiny wings and one large eye, and it wasn't very fast or strong. It had to have been for scouting.
It was agitated that.
It's at least one of hundreds that they've sent out everywhere.
Oh. I thought they had...
What we gather is they're planning for a mass territorial expansion starting with Alonda Vale. The town does not want to be assimilated into the city. They want to be left alone. And we have been appointed their emissaries.
Well,
so
we have a decision. I don't think this is going to be anyone's favorite option. I think that maybe we should consider letting them go. And that enough of their force would be gone so that maybe we could do something internally to strike a decisive blow for the Poyulet and giving them the liberation they deserve.
We can't just leave without notifying someone.
So
in Alonda Vale. There's no way we can...
Alternatively, and then who all was at the rally again? That was Arkul,
Char, and Felix.
Felix, and who else?
Char.
I'll kind of look in their direction. Did they give a time frame of when this army would embark?
They're leaving in 2 days.
2 days.
It's about a week's journey. If we don't leave for Alonda Vale within the next 24 hours, we need to find some way to send a message out to at least Briar to prepare.
So,
if the whole
go ahead.
If the whole Cardi army is headed that way, it's going to be leveled.
So, Safflower, do you think you would be able to send someone if we gave them direction to Cardi? If we gave them... Or fucking Alana Vale, goddammit.
I could send someone to Cardi right now. Yes.
We in Cardi.
What's up?
If you could
To my
send
previous
someone-
point. To my previous point. Do you think Briar would trust them? How long did it take for them to trust us?
But what if we give... Don't we have a scroll with, Yeah, we have a scroll from Briar.
That we're supposed to be
So-
giving to Ginny.
Right, but what if we make a copy to give to Ginny, and
Do they have a machine for that here?
we could write it out by hand.
A note or
Ginny's
some
not
other
gonna
way.
Ginny's not going to know the difference between ours and Briar's handwriting.
It's true.
Yeah.
But if we can send a messenger, one that is trusted by Safflower, and if we can give them direction to Alonda Vale, give them time to prepare, we could use the time that we have to train our own our own resistance amongst the Holylet.
Sure. So, I just see a lot of holes there. Like, yes, they'd be notified. They'd have to leave. They wouldn't be able to stand and fight at that point, and we wouldn't be coming behind them with forces. So the only option is to go. And then on top of that, if we try to influence the city in some manner, you did not like the word destabilize, but then yourself said do basically overthrow the Polylit or the what was the name of the city leader? Sorry, Kriv.
Oh, above the captains?
Yeah.
The perennial.
Perennial. You basically said you want to overthrow the perennial, potentially something along those lines.
No, I think with enough of their force gone, maybe there'll be less intimidation behind behind what they want versus what some more of the people may want. I know that unfortunately many people are quite derogatory towards the Polylit, gesturing to Rigurd. But maybe with the threat of a spear out of their face gone, that they'll feel safer in speaking the truth. I don't know how they feel, but it feels right to me.
Well, do you think so if Alonda Vale's evacuated per our letter, and at least the people survive, the land would be taken, we would have a maximum of 2.5 weeks to turn enough people to our manner of thinking.
That is a lot of time.
And then, assuming that the perennial doesn't agree, because we have to assume that he wants to keep the status quo, we would immediately be under siege when they return.
What if we had more time than that, than those 2.5 weeks?
I mean, I think it's more doable. But
So, what if we
Alonda Vale still gets leveled at the expense of changing the people's opinion on their current way of life.
I'm confused.
They are just buildings. As long as the people survive, then the town will thrive.
I'm confused. Do they want to destroy the town, or do they just want the stone?
They want to colonize the town so they can have access to the stone. They would theoretically get rid of they would modernize the city. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it would not be the same.
But we're not talking about genocide here.
Right, but it would
I mean,
destroy their way of life.
I mean, they didn't seem like they were going to go have a nice conversation and talk about it either, so somebody's going down.
They were
Why would
armed
they
for
have
war,
such an
They're
army?
testing weapons.
Could be a show of force to get them to surrender. So they don't have to fight.
They will fight.
I'm not sure.
They sound strong. I admire them.
Mostly proud.
No matter the strength of the army or the numbers, they can always be slowed down by a smaller force.
True.
I feel bad letting down Briar, but I feel like strategically weakening the city here from within might be the best course of action.
There has to be a way to do both, though. That's what I like. There has to be a way to do both.
We can't just give up our vow to help Alon the Vale, dude. We have to find some way to get word, or we have to go back.
I don't think we necessarily... Again, I don't think all of us necessarily need to go back. I don't think that the 6 of us fighting will do much difference. But I do think that if we sent a decent-sized force that could convoy in parallel with the Cardi force and generally can stay hidden, we could, 1, stall their run up the city to give us more time here.
But
2...
But what if they're caught?
What force are you suggesting? How many Polulite are actually in the city?
You want to send the No. No, they've been through enough. They are not up to...
So what force do we have? There's only 6 of us.
There are a few people I know in my gym that I've trained, but I am a good tracker and a good hunter, but among them I am probably the best, and to send them out may be a death sentence for them if they get in the way of if a few of them versus a significant force like that. They can stay hidden, but not forever.
The guerrilla tactics. Non-stop hit and run for an army of that size to react. I doubt anything would happen, anything significant. Yes, there is a risk, but with any plan, with facing an army this size,
I don't think we'd need more than 20 to slow them down.
I don't think you could... 20?
I want to check the
It was
windows
a pretty big.
to see if...
It was a pretty big army.
I want to check the windows to see if Ginny is on his way.
So I was just about to say, I'm gonna put some pressure on the situation. I'm gonna give you guys another 3 minutes. So I'm giving you a timer. You know when he's gonna show up. Okay. Kevin, you're muted, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Quickly before the timer starts, could I say Crayola thing or something profound, and then absolutely.
The timer's already started, so go ahead.
Fuck! You guys talk. Let me go.
All right, I think we should start by forging the letter. I think we have to warn them no matter what, no matter who takes it. So if somebody wants to start doing that, preferably someone Ginny hasn't seen yet, that would be ideal.
Well,
so somebody who wasn't at the rally should go forge the letter.
I don't think I would
Here
be
you
the best
go.
one to do so. My handwriting is not the best.
Then Hadrian, it's on you.
I think I was more suggesting Crayola, but
Safflower kind of like spits her drink a little bit.
I just sort of take the papers and I'm like, they know I can't read.
Crayola, did you say you can't read?
No, I can. I forget there's a timer. If you trust me, I'll do this. And I'd sort of just roll them up, put them in a little satchel to the side. Don't have a pen and quill though.
Barkeep, do you have a pen and or quill or anything we can write with?
So, if you guys remember,
so far.
the barkeeper is another Eric Cochran, and he like, boing, and pulls out like a little ink bottle.
I forgot.
Would you mind doing that now up in our rooms?
Wait, so we don't even want to show Ginny the document at all? We're just gonna try to forge it and not bring this up?
I guess we can show him the document. If he takes it, we're fucked then. But all right.
Don't worry, I can commit it to memory, and then I'll.
Okay. Well, that's fair. Never mind.
He'll
deal-
look at it.
He'll try to study it as best he can from
Hey,
memory
I have a
in the
question.
time that Jenny's coming.
Before this all transpires, is there a seal on this envelope?
Oh shit! Never mind.
I'm sorry. It's the
just
paper
a scroll.
is scrolled up. There is a seal on the page. It's not sealed shut.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes.
Shut.
Yeah.
Shut.
I think he sealed
Again,
it with
I think
you
you guys are forgetting that Briar has not yet met Ginny, or vice versa.
Briar has
They
met
don't
Ginny.
know what this paper
They-
looks like.
they
We can
have
do whatever
met.
we must.
They have
Ginny
met.
knows Briar was a priest.
Oh fuck! I forgot about that shit. I forgot
Yeah,
the name
they
of the
chopped
town.
it up
God
at the
damn it.
town. That's why I think we should probably talk to the guy in charge before we just straight up overthrow the city, you know?
Well, probably shouldn't be saying those things right now.
The bartender, his name is Quaff. You guys remember? He's just sitting back there like, I have heard worse.
Regardless, I think we need to get the Polylet out of the city for a while.
I pull out 2 gold and just toss it at him and like, for your mate.
Ka-chink. Like tucks it in his feathers. Yes, so as you guys are talking and Arkul goes to look at the window, you like this is a way old reference. I don't know if most people would know this. From I Love Lucy, when she dressed up as Harpo and they like step out at the same time and like do like Arkul and Ginny like step out at the same time. Oh. Hello.
Glad you could make it.
Yes, and for the sake of things, it's going to be later towards the evening at this time. You guys had spent most of the remaining time that you had deliberating about what to do. And you do not see his dragon with him, by the way.
I would hope not. A dragon inside a bar this size. There's concern.
It's a big it's actually a big tavern.
But how big's the door?
Big enough.
Get away from the door.
Get away from the door. Yes, so as you guys are, as Arkul goes to check up on the door, Ginny arrives, and it's about 7 at night, and he looks pretty tired. His voice is a little raspy from talking with people all day. So he comes in and joins you guys. Safflower, it's good to see you again. Have you trained anyone lately? A few. It's good to see you. And he's looking at Crayola. Have we met?
Maybe a few times, but I never forget a face. Can I get you a drink? You look parched.
Oh, no. We are not permitted to drink while wearing armor. I'll take... And he looks over at Qua. Water, though, please. He grabs his mug. His coincidental mug with water.
Oh.
So, what did you want to discuss? And he joins all of you at the table.
What can you seriously tell us about the journey your army is going to be going on in the next couple days?
Not much, I'm afraid. Most of that is private information. You understand.
Well, we did want to hand you something.
And I don't know who has the letter, but
I think you have it now.
Whoever has it, yeah.
I'm sure you remember the priest from
Crayola has it.
Oh.
Yeah, I do.
Well,
Yeah, I
he'll
can
lead with
I
it.
thought you like handed it back. I saw your hand go.
Yeah, so he looks at
thought you-
Crayola.
You remember?
Oh,
You remember the priest from Alonda Vale, Briar?
yes, I believe he gave up his priest taste, but yes.
Well, the reason
good
we're
man.
here is we're essentially the emissary for Alonda Vale, and it's kind of in relation to your... I don't know what to call it.
Excursion.
Maneuvers.
Well, take a look at this summons.
So he takes and he he opens it up. A declaration of sovereignty. Qua, do you mind if we... And he just puts his hand up. Come with me. He begins to walk towards one of the back rooms and opens. He knocks first, and then enters. And it's a sort of a small office space. There's a nice enough table. You guys know that the front of the Blue Neck Tavern, yes, because the Volley Tavern is in the other campaign's city. You guys know that the Blue Neck Tavern opens up to view over the ocean, and the further back you go, you're actually, you're going back into the rock, so it's actually a little dark. They do have like skylights dug in to provide some natural light, but that is very quickly fading as evening sets upon the coastal town of Cardi. So he lights the few lanterns that are there. It's a little dark for the space. You can still very faintly hear the coast ringing in through those skylights, but there's an old weathered table where he sits down. He kind of not nonchalantly, but he lightly like flicks the paper onto the table, and then he sits back down in front of it. Sit down, please. And Safflower kind of stops cold at the door and holds back Crayola for a second. I can't go in. And you can see her hands like trembling a little bit. I'm gonna say something I regret.
Why don't you stay out here?
She turns and stops, and then comes back. Just do what you think is right.
I'm gonna kiss him.
Do you hear that?
I say that to her just to sort of get a chuckle out of her.
She grabs you by the scruff. And she does smile as she walks away. Did my music stop?
Rigurd.
Do you think they're dating?
Oh, my music. Why did my music
I wouldn't say
stop?
dating, but there's definitely something going on.
So much sexual tension. I wonder if they have orgies.
Sexual.
Give me one
Welcome
second.
to the roast of Felix. Let's have at
Hey,
it.
man.
Oh shit.
Sorry, I thought I had more music
hardcore.
queued up.
It went away.
Okay, that's okay.
It hath returned.
Yes, I was like, why has it been so quiet? Anyway, so she steps away as if Crayola is entering with them.
Yeah,
It's up to you.
I hope you guys don't mind if I sit in on this. And I just sort of pull a chair out and sit down. Doesn't
Yeah.
seem like anyone's really opposed.
Ginny is still looking down, and then he looks up at you. Is he not?
He's fine.
I would hope so. He had the declaration on him.
I just wink. I just like wink and just point at you guys.
And so he sits back. Okay. I figured this was coming. Not quite a well-organized item such as this. I'm frankly surprised that they were able to accomplish this. And for what it's worth, with what you're after, with what you're trying to do, the declaration is a good thing to have. But it may not be recognized as powerful enough in time to stop this maneuver. Now, I recognize this as legitimate. From what I've heard recently about Alanda Vale, the people are kind and warm, and it seems like a wonderful place to leave alone. But the problem is not my opinion. I'm not the bad guy, despite what you may think. But I am bound to follow my orders. The resources we have sunk into preparation will not be an acceptable loss to the perennial. So in order to satisfy both parties, I'm going to make you an offer. If you accept, it would be a very powerful bargaining chip in favor of Alonda Vale. Now, before I say anything else, it will require a great deal of trust in me and this city. Do I have your trust? He looks at Arkul.
What are the terms?
Do I have your trust?
Yes, you have my trust.
I've played politics before.
He looks at Char. He looks at Char. Do I have your trust?
I think so.
Looks at Felix. Do I have your trust?
Well, I'll hear you out. But I'm not sure who to trust in this city.
I need to have your trust if we are to open up any discussions of this level of seriousness. I am not against you.
My trust for now, until it's broken.
That is enough. Hadrian, do I have your trust?
I've played politics before and I know how it is. You can trust me until you give me a reason not to.
Do you trust me?
Yes. Until you give me a reason not to.
And, Crayola, was it?
Yes. I just smile.
And Rigurd kind of waiting for his name to be called. Good. Now.
Well, after that, Rigur's just gonna fucking, like, as loudly as he can, just scooch his chair back on the floor to where it just fucking screeches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And just walks out. And I'll go join Safflower.
I expected as much.
His name's on that paper too.
I didn't know they could spell. Anyway, what I'm about to tell you is highly classified information, and it cannot be spoken of outside of this room. I trust you enough to say that. We do not have any hard intentions on hurting anyone in Alonda Vale. However, I see them as resilient, which is a trait I admire. Which is why I have suggested the most powerful possible demonstration we can provide to dissuade any defensive attempts. We don't want their lives. We would like the stone, and for Alonda Vale to be a very valuable tactical outpost for us. This paper will go so far as to make it to the Perennial's desk. But in order for this to carry enough weight to sway his decision, which I will do my best to counter. I do not want to counter that. Which I will do my best to bolster. I'm going to give you a choice. Because I do not know what it is you might be planning. So I may as well tell you what I need from you. He looks over at Arkul. How familiar are you with the political landscape of Dragonsvale?
What do you mean?
Well, that may have answered my question. Are you aware that they are attempting to form an alliance against their adversaries to the south?
Aren't we always?
Maybe not to this degree. They've been extending several pleas for military aid to us for the past maybe 2 or 3 years now. We have sent what resources we can. Travel there has been problematic. As you know, there are train systems between here and Dragon's Vale. There are extended journeys outward. The supplies do not always arrive.
I thought the trains went to Fury Keep.
Shit.
Boom!
Was the Fury Keep?
Big oof.
Perhaps that's part of the issue. Maybe they are intercepting the materials beforehand. Either way, we have
Why
devised...
would you send them to a place if they're asking for... Why would you send them to a different place that they're asking for aid to?
If it's the only way we can get them to drag... It's either that or we're walking them. And if Dragon's Vale has signed off on this, if it means them getting the materials faster and more consistently than us hand delivering them, they didn't see that as an issue. Boom, got you, Ryan. Passing it right back. Ball's in your court.
Who are the adversaries to the south?
There's a mountainous city of Fury Keep, as I understand.
So you're sending supplies through the enemy's city.
They're not blatantly marked supplies.
Obviously.
But yes, it is the most efficient way we have on hand. If you've
actually had conversation that these supplies have made it to my hometown.
Of course. Which is why we've prepared a weapon. We have made it very clear, they have made it very clear to us that they only intend for it to be used in defensive measures. I will not go into detail of what this weapon is. It's a delicate situation. I am finding myself having to be more and more careful with the things, with the things that I say these days. This weapon is unmarked. It is not traceable back to us in its current state should it be found outside of the city. Obviously, we are not prepared to send men in our uniform carrying an unmarked weapon, for that would surely give us away. If you are willing to be an unmarked private task force and deliver this to Dragon's Vale for us, that would be of sufficient value to spare Alena Vale from our forces. That is option number one. The second is that you actually don the uniform and don the crest of the Cardi military and join our forces. We need smaller and plausibly inexperienced teams to look into a few other issues we've been experiencing outside our borders. If you recall, I was a bit surprised that our drones that we had sent out had actually attacked you. Those are a few remaining weapons that, well, to be quite blunt, their creator has gone rogue on us, and we need to find him.
Where was he last seen?
Last seen somewhere in town around his workshop, but we've since closed it down and seized everything inside. He had a few notes about some several locations outside the city where he would gather resources for these kinds of projects, which we did monitor for a time until we trusted him, and then he turned on us.
Well,
what he's doing out there, I don't know, but I need to know.
And you would prefer us to don the uniform to find him instead of go in as essentially anonymous.
That is the starter task. Once you're a part of the military, we'll have a number of other things for you, and you will be under my command and under that of the Perennial Direct.
Certainly.
We're joining the military?
That's option 2.
That's option 2.
I would
to somewhat alleviate the stress in the situation. You don't have to decide right this second. I can come back in the morning.
Joining your military, well, I guess not. They also signed the treaty, but still, or the sovereignty agreement.
I suggest that you take the night.
What if we can go back to Erevan Amakiir and strike up a trade partnership with them? We'll deliver your weapon and find your scientist. Would that be enough?
I'm not quite sure in what time frame you think you could accomplish this. Any one of those things would take weeks, months, perhaps. And we are set to depart in 2 days.
Well, we wouldn't do all of them at once. Theoretically, if you didn't invade, we wouldn't have to go back to Alonda Vale at any point.
I provided the 2 options that would prevent that option.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it sounds like we could find the scientist and then deliver the package. And after that, we could organize a trade agreement where you still get the resources you want. To secure.
I'm afraid it's going to have to be a one or the other choice. You either don the uniform or you do not. Once you are a member of the military, you are always a member unless you are dishonorably disgraced. And it wouldn't...
I thought you said tracking down the scientist would be a precursor to joining. We would join after.
No, forgive me, no. You would be... I'm sorry. I'm very tired. It's been a very long week. If you are to go with the option of looking for this inventor of ours, we would induct you as honorary members into the military, and you would directly report under me.
And I assume you need an answer before you leave the room? Leave the tavern, rather?
Ideally. However, I can come back early in the morning if you'd like to sleep on it.
I think maybe if you give us time to discuss the options, 5-10 minutes, we could come to an agreement quickly.
Ginny looks up towards the skylights. I'm afraid I have other matters that I must tend to.
Okay.
I will prepare all of the paperwork that I need to prepare. And he holds the sovereignty. May I take this?
Take it.
He scrolls it up, and you can see he puts it away with care. I will prepare what I need to. I will leave the option for your decision blank. Now, if you come up with some third option, I'm willing to hear it. However, I'm going to tell you right now that these 2 are the most poignant.
And then the music ends. Nice.
We'll see you in the morning. Thank you for your time.
Yes. I bid you all good night. And he stands up. And he goes to the door and stops. I suggest you teach your callist a few manners. He may get you into trouble around here. And
Is there a book he can read on that, or?
And he looks back. Can he read?
I think so. I mean, I could read it on it and tell him what to do. I don't know.
I'm not sure if we have a book on gentility and etiquette and so forth. I'll have to look into that. I'll see.
Okay, I mean, because, like, we could read a book, we could figure out what you want, and then, you know, we could go from there. If it's, like, you know, curtsying or bowing, I'm sure we could all do that. That'd be fun.
I don't think it was meant to be a conversation.
Fun. I'll entrust that to you. I have, and he gestures to his chest, a few important things to tend to prior to that. Bid you all good night. And he leaves the door open as he exits, and he nods to Safflowers as he walks out. So, John, I'll ask you: is there anything while your friends are in that room that Rigurd would RP with Safflower? Well, it's just the two of you. Let me rephrase that. The night has continued on as you guys have been waiting for Ginny, and the affairs outside have died down. There have been some people returning to the tavern throughout the night, some of them taking their own rooms, other people returning home in the night. There is a cool night here, a cool breeze, as you guys can just hear the coast rolling over the tide rolling over. So there are some people there, and you had seen Safflower's hands kind of tremble as she actually took a while to calm herself down. But
so Rigurd will find like a booth or table somewhat in a I don't want to say darker but dimly lit corner of the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just gonna have the barkeep just keep them coming. He's gonna try and talk Safflower to talk her down, just calming her down. All the meanwhile, he's just sharpening his axes.
How much is Rigurd drinking? Let me ask that question.
I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick.
Sure.
I mean, that's a tough one, because Rigurd can hold his liquor, but he's also a smaller stature, so...
Yeah.
Ale-wise, let's say about... How long does the conversation take?
Good question. Let's roll a d4.
An
An hour.
An hour? Okay.
It's a very dense hour, yeah.
Let's just say four flagons. He
Four
throws
in
the
an hour.
first two back. He throws the first two back very quickly, and then just kind of.
Yeah. Make a con save.
Fuck, which one? Right. What's my con?
Okay, watch this. And then basically there's just Kushi flying everywhere, like Arkul is unconscious and Rigurd is like spitting on his face.
Sure there was.
Christian, you missed it. It was such a huge bar fight.
Damn.
Dude.
Con save, right?
Rigurd beat Heath.
Holy shit.
Yeah, con
That's
save.
why he was sharpening his axes.
Oh, fuck! You didn't hear that part. How did you know?
The axe sharpening? I was here for that.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, he dipped out like right after.
I only try to
save,
dip
right?
out if my character's not in the convo.
Yeah, you're good, man. What was that, Rigurd?
On save, right?
Save.
Okay, 22.
Okay. Yeah, Rigurd is able to, even with the drinks coming, he's able to keep his nerve down, and he just focuses. Sharper.
He's gonna hand an axe over to Safflower. Would you like to sharpen one? It helps calm my nerves.
She looks at the axe. Yeah. And she'll even she'll pull out a what's it called?
Whetstone?
A quiver, Lord. No, she pulls out a few of the arrows that she has on her, and she she puts them on the table. These might need to be a little sharper
I'll
too.
pull out an extra whetstone that I have on me and just hand it over to her.
Yeah. Is there anything you'd like to say to her?
Well, I'm also kind of feeding her feeding her drinks pretty much as I am.
She definitely does not keep up. So what did you say, 4? We'll say like 2 of those were meant for her. But she just kind of she passed them back, and Rigurd was like, okay.
Fair enough.
And she, as she's sharpening, she stops for a second. I don't know what to do sometimes.
Well, I found it's best that you don't know what to do, you just let your mind wander, and that's usually meant to be. Just with each sharpen, just kind of, it's a little faster and faster. Just, well, I think I've decided already. Might have to end up killing this guy.
And she kind of drops the weapons and stone. Make sure no one around heard.
He'll pick up the axe, just back in the sheath.
And she
very calm, very very gentle, very steady.
Yeah, whatever Rigurd is doing with her hand, she very gently puts her hands on yours, and she looks at you right in the eyes. Rigurd.
Oh.
Very very calm, looks her back in the eyes, keeps sharpening.
You have a wife that you need to return to. You can't do that, or you'll never see her again.
I also have my honor and ideals I must uphold.
And you have a son.
Yes. And some things I try to teach him, and some things I feel like he teaches me. And this is one of those times where you must not settle, you must not put up with it. And I hope one day you will understand that.
Did you say him or her?
He.
Okay, sorry. I didn't know if you meant
Yes.
Safflar.
No.
How can he learn that lesson if you're not around?
I can only hope that my deeds echo through the ages.
Have you ever heard the phrase that history is written by the victor?
Precisely.
You won't win this one.
Keeps on sharpening.
Yeah, no, she's not stopping you. You couldn't win this one. I know. I know you're upset. Because I'm upset. But, and she has another kind of a smile she's trying to hold back. One of the things I learned from Crayola, there are times to be impetuous and quick-witted and funny and all of those things. And I hope he's learned from me, she says with a big eye roll, that there are times to be patient and to stow your weapon. I think this is one of those times. We have to be very careful. Here's another one for you. Do you know what it means to be meek?
I did once as a child.
What was it?
To be meek,
Yes.
shied away from the world, and in turn the world shies from you.
You'd be surprised how many of the Poli that have that answer. How many people have that answer. It's not true. The original intention of meek was very different. I'm not sure how it got lost in time the way that it did. It does not mean to be almost inferior or rejected. It used to mean they who know how to use their sword but keep it sheathed. I think that's something we need to aspire right now. And she, she's sharpening her arrows with you. I want the same thing as you. I want the best for you. But I can't get that if you're... Am I getting through to you?
I think you have the wrong idea. Do not intend to take his life or attempt so tonight. But mark my words. One day it will happen. And he just kind of gets to the point where it's just like, the axe is sharp enough, he'll look at it,
Shing!
sheath it.
Oh, that bitch done sharp.
One more flagon and just fucking one pull.
I don't know what one pull means. Does that mean just one big swig?
One gulp.
Okay.
One gulp. Like, top to bottom, gone.
Yeah, and she looks like she's about to say something else when the door opens and Ginny walks out. And he glances over at the table, kind of... His brow furrows a bit at the table of arrows and axes, but he keeps walking by. In Rigurd...
Rigurd already stored his axes.
Oh, all of them? Okay. Her arrows are still up.
No, he was taking... He didn't just, like, axe on the table. He was like, one out, sharpen.
Oh.
Put away. Another one out.
Okay.
That would be outrageous.
She put all of her arrows on the table.
Well, they're fucking arrows. They're like all her arrows equal
Not their
the size of
fucking
one
arrows.
axe.
Yes, but as Rigurd stores his axe individually, and as she begins to stow her weapons, is when Ginny walks across the room and she eyeballs him the whole way across.
Mm.
Alright.
Rigurd's doing the same damn thing.
Let's see what they talked about. So Safflower and Rigurd, Rigurd, do you join them? I'll ask you. You're friends. That's what I meant.
Rigurd will stay with Safflower for now.
I was gonna say
enough, but...
Felix was gonna poke his head out and be like, "Come on."
Yeah, she. Come on.
While they're entering, did we notice Safflower shaking when she got here?
Make a perception check. See if Hadrian caught it.
Oh. Yeah, at 19.
I'll say Hadrian would have been one of the last to enter, and kind of he like held the door in his hand, waiting for the feeling of someone passing behind him. That he being Crayola, and being like, "What? Who's?" And Hadrian would have spotted the last few seconds of interaction between Crayola and Safflower, where she was gesturing that she couldn't come in, and
right.
Crayola was like, "No, you stay back."
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Crayola's already in the room. Safflower and Rigurd enter the room with you guys. How did it go? She closes the door.
Quite a lot to unpack here. Wasn't a dick about it. I'll give him that.
It went a lot better than I expected.
I wouldn't call it better.
Well, I mean, he did call one of our best friends racial slur, but yeah, it was great.
I mean, on the whole, he's an ass.
As Rigurd enters the room, I take it there's a table in the center.
Yes.
Rigurd would like to take out one of his hand axes and just like bury it into the table.
So, I'm not saying this to make fun of Rigurd. I'm saying it because I think this is just the way he would do it. He puts his chair back and gets up and then just ka-chunk, like dead stares at everyone.
I've wanted to do that for the last hour.
Pretty much. I hate that you know me so well that you know what
we all stood up for you. You were still a dick about it after you left.
Can I say something really quick before you guys say anything?
Yeah.
Of course.
What I'm immediately just gonna do is I have that axe and I'm just gonna rip it right out of the table, and I just go, if any of you join that army, any trust that we've gained while we fought together, while we've been with Safflower, will be lost. And I just like hand Rigurd back his axe, and now like sit down, just cross my arms, and I'm just like really serious.
Okay.
What? What?
Okay, luckily, I think we have enough information to not join the army, and accomplish everything we want to accomplish here.
Even if everybody else was going to, I will not. I am duty bound to life, to my city.
Speaking of your city and my city, because this is where it gets juicy. Clearly, Cardi are trying to destabilize the region.
Most likely, if they're sending a weapon to Dragon's Vale.
Yeah. While my family is not political necessarily, well, some of my brothers are, but like on the whole, we do have good standing there, and we would be able to gain access to the city fairly easily. And I think we could say the same about you and your city. So I think option 1 is the obvious answer.
I think it's the only answer.
That being said,
What? She's like looking at Crayola like, are you seriously serious?
Let's backtrack here. So, Ginny took our declaration of sovereignty for Alena Vale.
Okay.
As far as we could tell, a serious, what's the word? He took it very seriously. Not as a threat, but as something could be worked out here.
Genuine.
He gave us 2 proposals.
Okay.
In order to, well, he said they don't have intentions of hurting the people of Alena Vale, but they need powerful persuasion in order to get the people onto their side. They definitely want the stone, and they need to use that location as a tactical outpost for Cardi. But in terms of the choices that he gave us,
well, there's the third choice of fighting against Cardi and destabilizing them.
well, we'll get there.
we'll get there. The first choice he gave us to help out and save Alena Vale was to help ferry a package from Cardi to Dragon's Vale.
A packet to drag
as more of a covert.
It's a weapon, actually.
She looks at straight at Crayola. You are not leaving this city.
The other option is to join their army and help them find their drone maker. Apparently he's gone rogue.
I think we can find enough information about their drone maker to find him ourselves and flip him, because clearly he does.
If we can do that on our own, we might be able to use that as some leverage.
That's what I was going to ask Sapphire and Crayola to do while we take option 1 to protect our city. Find out as much information as you can about their military scientist.
He's alive?
Of course.
Possibly.
You know who he is?
No, I know of him. I almost said something earlier, before I. And she stops for a second.
Who is it? What's his name or her name?
Hold on. Before you get into that,
No.
Hold on. What exactly is your relationship with Ginny? Like,
I have none.
Well, not in that way, but like
enemies, like mortal enemies.
Like you were very taken aback when he was here.
Because I know
is
it's
it
at stake.
Ideological difference? Is that it?
It's nothing is so simple as to be one thing. I am ambivalent. Maybe is the word. I am ambivalent towards Ginny.
Okay.
We've talked before. He at least listens to what I have to say about the Polylit.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't call them that.
Let me say it this way. He's done more than anyone else has to push my ideas forward, or at least he has put so much effort into faking it that
That's the latter.
If I may.
It would be less energy to actually do what I ask than to fake it. And I don't think he has the energy to do that kind of thing.
If I may, how long have these plans and talks, how long have they lasted?
Not long. I have...
Or I should say, how long have they been ongoing?
Maybe the past 5 years.
And how much have you provided or accomplished in regards to the Polylit?
Legally speaking, very little, but I managed to talk him into relieving much of the guard presence that was around. And she stops and like chokes up on the word. The calloused housing. So I could take them and, well, you know that part.
Given that he just suggested that we teach our callous manners, I would argue that he is putting a lot of effort into making you feel like he's listening.
As soon as Rigurd hears Hadrian say that, like, oh, he's bad-mouthing me while I wasn't even in the room, he's gonna take another axe and bury it into the other side of the fucking table. This time with a little more force, preferably.
So
it's mahogany!
It's now firewood.
Rich mahogany.
Let's go back to the scientist now that I understand your relationship with him. What do you know about this inventor?
Yeah, and she takes a swig of whatever drink is even around. She just grabs one of them and she's like, I have to get the taste of that out of my mouth. Sorry, I knew this would happen if I put this playlist on. It was going to pick the wrong songs.
I know. Song. I fucking love it.
Like Doodle Bob.
I really, really love that. I really love that band. But, man, they just are not the vibe I'm after right at this particular moment. So, I almost said it earlier, but I was a bit frazzled. You mentioned that machines are what not brought you here literally, but are what set this into motion.
Yes. Drones.
Drones. Those were all... I'm trying to remember the details. I believe his name was Carolius. He was an inventor for the military of sorts. He was doing a lot of good things for the town. He designed many of the armor fortifications that they are using and apparently upgrading to. He designed many of them. He's designed much of the architecture of our city. And he had some project that he said was going to change the world, but it was rejected outright by the military, and as they rule the city here, their final say goes in most situations. He had since abandoned the city entirely, and there was quite the manhunt for him for a little while. I don't know what has their interest resurfaced, however.
How long ago did he flee?
That's a good question. History check, perhaps. Oh, it is
For me?
cocked between a 1 and a 7. No, for cocked between a 1 and a 7.
I think that's a reroll.
A
right?
reroll to a big fat natural 20.
Nice.
It was a warm summer's eve on a Tuesday. not but half a fortnight ago.
Wait, really?
It was 9:37 in the morning. No.
I was writing that down.
Yeah, same.
I mean, you can if you want. I'll forget. The cicadas were chirping at a rhythm of approximately 25 megahertz. No, I don't know.
Well, really.
No, sorry. 7 years ago. Not exactly, but close enough.
Okay.
I was
Well,
much younger then.
I think that aligns pretty much. That aligns us very well. So, do you think, given time, that you could track him?
Maybe.
I started to nudge Safflower, and I'm like shrugging. I'm like, yeah, you can. Like I'm like.
And she looks back at Hadrian. Yes, I can.
Okay. Well, I think our path is simple then.
Hopefully.
You guys will remain and continue your primary focus of helping the Polulit. We will be taken forward to the perennial, and given our choices,
You're going to meet him?
Taking us to the. I don't think we're going to the perennial. I think Jenny's just bringing the choices tomorrow.
I think no. I was pretty certain, Griff, that you said that if
I
we
don't
agreed,
know.
we would be taken.
I don't know.
That was said. Yeah. If we agreed, we would be taken. I believe that's what Jenny said. Anyway, we'll go with that. Yeah. Since it was spake. We'd be taken before the perennial, and we would say we were willing to deliver covertly their materials through my city to your city. Hopefully,
to my
while we're
city.
on that.
Dragon's Veil.
Oh. When would you leave?
Shortly,
Most likely.
presumably at least.
We still need to get a message to Briar, though.
I hate to see you all leave so soon.
Same, but we intend to be back.
I assure you, we will be back.
I think this will be the best way to stop Kadia's attempts at destabilizing the region for their own gain and expansionist ideals.
I understand.
I would imagine that their goal would be to incite war between Dragonsville and Fury Keep, taking Fury Keep in the process, and then essentially creating an outpost in Dragonsville without taking the city because they'd be allies, but Cardi would have too large of a presence at that point in time for Dragonsville to negotiate anything. So I think our path forward is pretty clear here. Take option one. Learn as much as we can on our journey, and while we're traveling, come up with some sort of plan to stop the destabilization and build better terms between Fury Keep and Dragonsville in the process, so that this option doesn't come back on the table in the future.
Felix is gonna pull out his dagger that he used to talk to, and try to stab it into the table, but it's not gonna go in. It's just gonna bounce, go ding.
You kind of startle Safflower.
And he looks at Rigurd.
You would sell out your own people? You wouldn't help them?
That is not my intention. Let me
You'd
tell
lie
you
in
my
bed? You'd lie
intention.
in bed with Cardi?
We're not lying in bed with Cardi.
Why not hit
So-
him where it hurts? Why not do what Sapphire suggested and
I-
destabilize them from within?
We would be doing exactly that. We would just not be in the city at the time.
That's what I'm saying. Why not be in the city at the time?
So first off,
Reach is limited, and they have a military that's going to attack the people we're representing.
how's the table looking after I put 2 axes into it?
And a dagger dent, bro.
So
A dagger
and a
dent?
dagger dent, bro. And for thematics, Mally she
My God.
she puts her little toothpick in the table too.
Yes.
Could I use deflect missiles just to catch the dagger that was picked off the table? For thematics, just to have so I could say something.
Let
I
me
could roll
hold
for
on.
it.
Hold on. Let me see what I may need to determine for that.
I was gonna say there's a lot of things going
Oh.
on, and it's all thematic, and I wanna contribute to it, but I will go last.
Crayola, that is a level 3 monk feature. You guys are level 2.
Boom.
Oh,
Got
I'm
him.
so sorry. I put. I'm looking at my.
No, you're
thing
good,
right
dude.
now.
Um,
Never mind. Could I just say something to add to this?
Mhm.
Just sort of lean over to Saf. I'm like, in the midst of chaos, there's also opportunity. Also, opportunity to drink. And I just like lean back and I start drinking. I know you guys could continue. Sorry.
So
How do we feel about this?
she looks at Crayola. What do you think?
Never interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake.
Well, if you're going to leave, you have to make me a promise.
Certainly.
And she looks over the whole table. Not at Crayola. She looks like, not you. You are staying here with me. Someone has to keep an eye on you.
I will keep an eye on him.
And she that is a task I only entrust to myself. You have to promise someday you'll come back.
Absolutely. We intend to quickly.
And that before you go...
Orgy.
No. You have to stop by my gym so Crayola and I can give you a proper goodbye.
Fantastic. That sounds great.
Good.
Is everybody on board with it?
I'm not.
I will
But-
go along with it
Good
for now.
fucking lord, why not?
Well, Hadrian, I'm not sure if you've had the experiences that Rigurd and I have had being judged for our looks, but it's kind of a whole part of,
Yeah.
why I feel like we should stand here.
Felix, we will
We have
return.
no army.
Rigurd, your
Felix.
voice changed. You're not
I-
acting like yourself.
I thought about it.
You're not Rigurd?
You're not yourself right now.
I'm sorry. It's alcohol. It's affecting me.
I mean, you guys are my friends, but I really think that fighting for the Polylit is the right thing to do, as opposed to playing political war games.
So you want to let Alondavale be taken, let Rigurd or Arkul and my cities fight each other with a weapon that we don't know anything about, and
Well, I
Try
mean,
to
if we
play
don't work with
army.
the army, the weapon might not get there. It sounds like they're already having things intercepted. Why would we be the ones to get in charge of the weapon? If anything, we'd be a scapegoat if we're caught with it. I can play war games too, Hadrian.
I think that's their
war
intention.
games. I think that's getting us all killed. But
You make a
Felix, for now, let's let's go with what they're wanting us to do. But I will give you my word. We will return to the city. We will.
Oh, I know
trade.
we'll return, but your people will be dead.
No.
That's the facts. They'll be continued to be enslaved, and they'll continue to be pushed around.
And unfortunately, that's going to have to continue to happen until we can return.
Does it have to?
Yes,
Does it have to, Rigurd?
We have to prepare so we can start a revolt. My people are strong and durable. They will outlast any punishment and torment they have to offer.
He looks at Safflower.
I did all I could do.
Safflower was already on board with this.
I don't think you're reading the room.
Felix, our duty right now is to Elandavale. Yes, we're going to do
Sometimes-
anything we can to help the Polyolite people, but we must help Elandavale first.
Side note, this
suppose.
whole not splitting the party thing is killing me.
I don't know.
What do you say?
It seems like ethically speaking, you're pretty split as a party.
Oh
I
yeah.
was gonna say because I know what Rigurd and Felix want to do, and I'm all for it. But at the same time, splitting the party will make
Oh no, feel
DMing
like
very challenging.
I understand it's going to be a democratic decision, but I just want to put my foot down and say that I think we're doing the wrong thing.
So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna let you guys stew on it for a little bit. We're gonna take a 10-minute break.
Stu.
Think about what you want to do. We'll come back for the vote.
Fuck! Dude, I hate this shit so fucking much. God damn it.
We'll be back in 10 minutes.
Help me out here.
Okay, everybody is on. Okay, so, let me ask you guys. Well, so you guys have 10 minutes for the remainder of the night before fatigue and exhaustion finally set in on the weight of your decision. All of the things you've been doing here. You guys are all in the room. You can tell it's nighttime. The sounds of the bar have died down for a bit. And finally, Mally, she puts down her little toothpick as a divider, and she has a bunch of, like, cheese slices, and she's, like, ready to tally the votes, and she just looks at everyone. She looks at, oh, God, 6, 7, 8, 3 would be Felix. She looks at Felix first, which is fitting, because she likes you a lot. She's like, where should I put the cheese?
Mally, you know where to put my vote.
Which would be
the left side, which is the save the Polylet side.
yes. We're going full Paragon, baby.
Let me write this down. Cheese tally.
Char, we never really got your opinion on anything. You want to join my side?
We have cheese.
we have cheese.
What about Kushi?
It's getting the patent ready, right?
Who's next?
Daddy DM, what does the dice say?
Arkul.
I think you said Arkul.
Arkul, yeah, sorry.
Oh, hold on. Let me finish eating my cheese.
I was gonna say the R dropped out, so it's just cool.
Well, yeah, we have a few minutes to vote, so we don't have to vote immediately. But
While you guys are talking, I'm just jotting some stuff down. Just writing shit.
The document.
Yeah.
Yeah, make a deception check, since you do not have a forgery kit.
no.
Oh, your boy's got a +6 in that, which comes out to a 17, baby.
Ooh, that's a...
Nice.
You said you were doing it before, so that's fine. So Char looks at Hadrian, or sorry, not Char, Mally. She's like, Hadrian, cheese, where?
While I understand your sympathy, Felix, I have to go the other way.
I don't hold it against you guys, but we'll just have to see what happens, I guess. You guys are my friends. I care about you most of all.
Mally looks at Rigurd. Cheese.
What if it's split down the fucking middle?
That's fine.
Split up. Bone.
I'm going to have to vote. Going to have to vote with my brothers and sisters. I will stay with the Polylet, train them up, and then we will rise up.
And Mally looks at Arkul with like big eyes.
Our duty first is to the people of Alanda Vale. I'm with Hadrian on this one.
Are we 2-2 right now?
Literally.
Yeah.
So she has her little toothpick right in the middle, 2 slices of cheese on the left, 2 slices of cheese on the right. One little piece remains, and she just very slowly looks up at Char, like, where shall I place the cheese, Miss Char?
So everybody's been slamming their weapons into the table, and Char's gonna burst into tears and slam her head onto the table.
Arkul has not been slamming his weapons on the table. It's just those two.
Probably a really rude.
The cheese and toothpick like lift and like disarray themselves, and she like doesn't know, like, do I attend to the cheese? Do I attend to the char? The cheese? What am I doing? Char!
Rigurd will attend to the cheese and just 2 and 2 again, toothpick in the middle.
You can feel this like little mouse hug like on the around You're right. Your hat is kind of up in the air right now, I guess, but you can feel tiny little paws hugging your scalp.
Char, there's no need to cry. It is a hard decision, but at the end of the day, we'll all still be together.
Char, when we first set out on this journey, I told you all, you have my axe. This will not change, no matter what decision we make. I must say, though, no matter what decision it is, I must side with my brothers and sisters first.
Well, it sounds like one way we're saving the people of Cardi, and the other way we're saving literally like everybody else in the region.
I can't wait for this to be clipped.
Oh my god.
Don't do this. I'm already feeling nervous.
Oh, so it'd suck if someone went
Dun 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 dun.
Oh, no. Don't pressure. Don't pressure. Let her decide.
It's hard not to, it's funny.
I would like to hear 1 point from both sides and then I'll decide. Like one last sentence or two.
Oh, my dice are over there. Damn it.
Well, it is how you...
Char, if I may, I think you should side with Arkul and Hadrian. They will need your help as much as possible. Felix and I can remain behind, and it will help train up the Polylit. We will help begin this revolution.
Wait, so this is a decision to actually split the party?
Mally, like...
Only temporarily. We will forever be the Brotherhood. That will not change.
And Arkul, what were you gonna say?
It is as you said it is. I mean, if you side with Hadrian and myself, we're not only saving Ondavale, but potentially helping save pretty much everybody else. Our intention is never to leave here and never come back.
It's part of the promise you made me, said Safflower.
Our intention is to come back immediately to help the Polylite people. I know it's hard that they might have to go through more of what they've already been going through, but if we stay here, we're dooming the people of Alondavale, the people we have sworn to help first. And by going on this mission to Fury's Keep and to Dragon's Vale, we might be able to prevent more tensions, especially in that region, and to gain more favor with the people of Cardi. We might be able to get more pull from Ginny.
And I guess if Safflower and Crayola are staying here too, you know, if emergencies arise, they can always try and get out who they can, right?
Because otherwise, if we don't have a better way to message Briar, there's nothing else we can do. We have to do what we can to stop Cardi from totally demolishing the city. Regardless of what Ginny said, we need to do what we can.
What we signed up for was like Arkul said, we signed up to protect Alondavale, and I'm not letting them touch Max. I thought Crib would smile when I said that.
He doesn't even remember.
No, I remember. I'm sorry. I was reaching for a prop, dick.
Honestly, Kern, I didn't think you would remember, and it's so fucking sweet that you remember, and it's just like, oh my god, it's such a touching thing to fucking think of right now. Like, oh god, it's so wholesome.
Mally,
Funniest thing is I find out these rocks are super valuable now too.
Mally,
He just gave you a fucking pound of gold.
Mally looks down at the cheese in the divide, and she looks up at Char. And she hands her the piece of cheese.
Oh, I'll take it. Yeah.
I was gonna. Can I do one thing? So I'm gonna finish up the document that I'm writing. I'm just gonna go. For what it's worth, all your names are on this, not mine. And I'm gonna hand them the document that they asked me to forge initially. I give it to you guys. And just in any moment of a decision, the best thing you could do is the right thing. The next best thing is the wrong thing. And the worst thing you could do is nothing. For me, I'm gonna drink. And just once again, pass that to you. Sit back down and wait for the decision to come.
Well, while still holding cheese. Rigurd, while I do not like how people treat your people here, because people treat me that way apparently outside of my hometown, I have to wear this hat, you know. I don't like it, but I also can see where we maybe need to start and prevent this other tension. So I think I'm gonna have to side with Hadrian and Arkul.
It has been writ.
Fuck!
It goes back to immediately crying.
I don't know. Oh, it'll be backwards
Wow,
on
she really
stream.
maintained composure.
No, you got it.
It has been writ. Saving that one forever.
Well, I nod, stand up, and leave the room and go to the bar. And on that note, I have to drive away to get food. Bye, guys.
Yes. Wait,
what
Kern.
are you eating? Tell us what you're eating first. Hurry. Tell us what you're eating. I just want to know.
Some barbecue. Oh, God.
Yummy.
And
barbecue.
Kern, before you
I
go,
like barbecue.
So we'll end the session at this point. We will,
Oh my God!
We will begin the next session the following morning, and you guys will be level 3.
Love you guys.
Wait, Kern, one final note.
Oh my God.
Kern, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking level myself
because
right now.
because the RP has been so fucking good, and I really appreciate you guys.
I love it.
Each of you all get a point of inspiration, and I am not keeping track of inspiration. It's part of the honor system here. If you guys have more than one, you can still use the homebrew inspiration sheet if you remember where that is.
I don't have that, but
that's fine. Kern, go get your food.
I have the one. I already used one as well.
Go get your food, Kearney, baby.
What
But
do I get?
to all of my players,
I can't wait to
thank you guys for the RP tonight. It was very wonderful to just witness and create that kind of situation. And God, I can't wait.
Can't wait to make the wrong choice, party. Thanks.
There is no wrong choice. A choice is a choice.
I'm so kidding.
But hold on, 1 second. Let me say goodbye to the stream first. Thank you to the stream for everybody who stopped by. I thought it was a great fucking session. I really can't wait to get back to the next one. So a lot's gonna be happening. These guys will be back in 2 weeks in September the 2nd. My other group will be back next. Not Friday. Their session is now moved to Sunday. They'll be back Sunday. These guys will be back September 2nd, which is a Friday. And we'll see them then. Good night.
But what if we do it sooner?
Oh man.
Full HP.
I was. Oh yes. I'm gonna cut the stream. Fuck.